On a bright Saturday morning, the house was filled with the usual sounds of a busy family. In the living room, Mia, the older sister, was quietly stretching, preparing for her martial arts practice. Her worn-out Gyesen belt told a story of hours spent learning kicks, punches, and discipline. Across the room, her younger brother Jake lounged on the couch with a smirk, scrolling on his phone. Jake couldn't resist teasing Mia. "Seriously, Mia, why do you waste your time with all that karate stuff? It's not even cool," he said, laughing. "You look like you're playing dress-up." Mia didn't reply. She just finished tying her belt tighter, her eyes steady and calm. Jake shook his head, feeling confident and a little proud of himself for making his sister look silly. He was the popular kid at school, surrounded by friends who thought martial arts were weird. Meanwhile, Mia had always been a bit different, quiet, focused, and fiercely dedicated to her training. Though Jake laughed now, there was something about Mia's calm that made him uneasy. He didn't understand why she kept going, day after day, despite the teasing and jokes. Little did Jake know, this quiet determination would soon become something he'd desperately need, something that would change everything between them in a way he never expected. Every afternoon after school, Mia slipped into her martial arts uniform and headed to the small dojo nearby. The moment she stepped onto the mat, her world changed. The sounds of punches hitting pads, the rhythm of practiced moves, and the respect between students made her feel strong and alive. Even though Jake teased her relentlessly at home, Mia kept her passion private around him. She knew he didn't understand, and she wasn't interested in arguing. Back at home, Jake still found ways to mock her. One day, as Mia carefully adjusted her belt, Jake burst into the room, laughing loud enough for their parents to hear. "Look at you, all serious with your little punches and kicks. It's just play fighting. You're never going to be a real fighter." He tossed one of her training gloves onto the floor like it was a toy. Mia stayed calm. "Martial arts isn't just about fighting, Jake. It's about discipline, respect, and staying safe." But Jake only rolled his eyes. "Yeah, right, like any of that matters. You're just wasting your time." Despite the teasing, Mia couldn't ignore the worry she felt for her brother. Jake had a way of acting fearless, but sometimes that bravado made him careless. One evening, she caught him sneaking out to meet some friends she didn't know well. She pulled him aside and warned gently, "Be careful, Jake. Not everyone has good intentions. You don't want to get into trouble." He smirked and shoved past her. "I can handle myself, don't worry so much." That night, Mia lay awake thinking about Jake's reckless attitude. Deep down, she knew her brother's confidence might get him into trouble. The way he laughed off danger made her nervous, but she didn't want to scare him, or make him think she was just the martial arts nerd again. Even with all the teasing and arguments, there was something real between them. Jake might laugh and act like he didn't care, but Mia could see it in the small things, how he noticed when she wasn't around, or how he quietly defended her if someone said something mean at school. They fought like any siblings do, but beneath it all was a bond that no teasing could break. And soon that bond would be tested in a way neither of them expected. One afternoon, Jake was walking home from school when he took a shortcut through a quiet alley. He thought it would save him a few minutes, but as he rounded the corner, he suddenly found himself face to face with a group of older boys. They were bigger, louder, and looked angry. Jake's heart started pounding. "Hey little man," one of the boys sneered. "What are you doing around here? This is our spot." The boys closed in, blocking Jake's path. He tried to stay calm, but inside he was shaking. At first, Jake tried to talk his way out. "Look, I don't want any trouble," he said, stepping back slowly. But the leader of the group didn't listen. "You're gonna learn real quick not to mess with us." One of the boys shoved Jake's shoulder hard. Suddenly Jake realized he was in over his head. The confidence he had always shown in front of his friends disappeared. His arms felt weak, and panic started rising in his chest. The boys laughed, pushing him around, and the alley felt smaller and smaller. He looked around desperately for help. The street was empty, no one was coming. Fear squeezed tighter, and his mind raced. He thought about running, but the alley had no easy escape. Then, in that moment of panic, Jake's thoughts flashed to Mia. All those times he laughed at her, called her martial arts silly. He remembered how she warned him to be careful. And suddenly he knew she was the only one who could save him now. But pride clenched his throat. How could he call her? After everything he said. After all the times he made fun of her dedication. What if she didn't want to help? What if she laughed at him like he did to her? His hands trembled as he pulled out his phone, his thumb hovering over her name. Seconds felt like hours. Finally his fear won over his pride. He tapped her contact and sent a quick message. "Help me, please." As he waited, surrounded by the growing threat, every second felt heavier. Would Mia come in time? Could she really protect him? Jake's heart pounded louder than ever, as he realized how much he needed her, more than he ever admitted before. Just as Jake's fear was about to overwhelm him, his phone buzzed with a message. "On my way. Stay calm." Mia had seen his plea and was rushing to help. Minutes felt like forever, but soon, footsteps echoed down the alley. Jake's heart leapt when he saw Mia appear at the entrance. She looked calm and steady, her eyes sharp with focus. Her martial arts gi was loose over her clothes, but she moved with a quiet strength that immediately changed the atmosphere. "Jake," she said firmly. "Step back." Her voice was calm, but carried a power that made the group stop in their tracks. The bullies glanced at each other, unsure of what to do with this sudden arrival. The leader sneered. "What's this? Your sister? You brought backup." Mia didn't answer with words. She took a step forward, her stance confident and ready. In a blur of controlled moves, she deflected the leader's punch with a smooth block, then followed with a quick strike that knocked the bully's hand away. The other boys hesitated, watching as she moved like she was in complete control, balanced, precise, and fearless. One bully tried to grab Jake, but Mia stepped between them, her foot sweeping the boy's legs in a swift motion that sent him stumbling to the ground. Another tried to circle around, but Mia spun, using her momentum to push him back with a powerful palm strike. The group, shocked and overwhelmed, backed away, realizing this wasn't a fight they wanted to continue. They muttered curses, but slowly retreated, leaving Jake and Mia alone in the alley. Jake stood frozen, eyes wide with amazement and relief. He looked at his sister in a new light, not as the quiet karate nerd, but as a strong protector, who just saved him. I was wrong," Jake said, his voice shaking. "I shouldn't have laughed at you. You're amazing. Thank you, Mia." "I'm sorry." Mia softened, placing a hand on his shoulder. "It's okay, Jake. I always wanted to protect you. That's why I train so hard. Martial arts isn't about showing off, it's about being ready when it matters most, for family, for the people you care about." Jake nodded, feeling a mix of gratitude and humility. "I get it now. I promise I won't make fun of you anymore. I'm proud of you." A small smile broke across Mia's face. "That means a lot." As they walked out of the alley together, the tension between them had shifted. What had started as teasing and rivalry had turned into respect and something deeper. A bond stronger than before, built on trust and real understanding. That day Jake learned that sometimes the people we underestimate are the ones who can protect us when it counts the most. And Mia showed that true strength isn't about being the loudest or toughest, it's about standing up for the people you love. After that day, everything between Jake and Mia began to change. Jake no longer teased her about martial arts. Instead, he watched her with new respect, admiring her dedication and strength. He even found himself asking questions about her training, curious about the moves and discipline that had saved him when he needed it most. One afternoon, Jake surprised Mia by showing up at her dojo. "I want to learn," he said quietly. Mia smiled, feeling proud and happy. "I'll teach you," she replied. Together they started practicing. Mia patient and encouraging, Jake eager but careful. Their training sessions became more than just learning kicks and punches. They were moments of connection, trust, and understanding. The teasing faded into laughter and support. Jake began to see his sister, not just as someone who was different, but as a role model and protector. Mia saw her brother grow in confidence, and she felt closer to him than ever. Their bond, once shaky and filled with mockery, grew into something strong and real. They learned that family isn't just about sharing the same roof or fighting over small things, it's about being there for each other, no matter what. Loyalty and love can shine through even the hardest moments, especially when one person chooses to stand up for the other. In the end, Jake realized something important: respect isn't given because someone seems cool or popular. True respect comes from recognizing the strength and heart in others, even when it's not obvious. Mia's martial arts were more than just a hobby, they were a symbol of courage, protection, and love, and for both of them, that lesson was worth more than any victory. Because sometimes the strongest family ties are the ones that survive the toughest tests. What Jake didn't know was that Mia hadn't always been so confident. In middle school, she had been bullied, called names, pushed around, made to feel small. Martial arts wasn't just a hobby for her, it was a way to stand up, to find strength when she felt powerless. Each lesson, each practice, helped her build more than just physical skill, it gave her a shield of courage and self-respect. Jake never saw that side of her, only the quiet determination and the occasional teasing he found so easy to do. But now, he understood that what he thought was silly was actually Mia's way of protecting herself and those she loved. Sometimes people don't appreciate something until they need it the most, and sometimes, the ones we laugh at, the ones we think are different or weak, turn out to be the strongest people we know. In the end, it was Mia, the sister he once mocked, who saved Jake. And that was a lesson he would never forget.